Greetings! Greetings, everyone. This is OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition. I am Richard Ragoobarsingh, coming to you from Arima and welcoming you to our 25th episode. Can you believe that? It's our 25th episode of OMG Live on the 5th day of the 5th month in the year 2020. Woo! Come in, call a friend. Let's start to squeeze this OMG lime into some good, nice lime juice.
Wonderful, Richard. This is Richard Young here, thanking you for joining us and reminding you that we are on Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. right here at OMG on Facebook. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for being here. Today we are joined, Richard and I, by these lovely ladies. Please introduce yourselves.
Vaughnette from the city of Doobal.
I am Penelope, Spencer, originally from Trinidad, but I now reside in Gina. Hi.
And I'm Cecilia Salazar, a valley girl in Petty Valley. Lived here nearly all my life. And it's also Cinco de Mayo, so anybody out there celebrating with us, all right? I don't have any tequila, but I'll take some of that lime that Richard is talking about and suck it.
Juice.
Yes, I have lime juice.
All right.
I like juice.
All right. To all those around the world and in the Caribbean, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition, is our way of coming together to talk, laugh, share and build a community around our new situation.
And in today's show, we have OMG Guess That Movie Clip. And in our Let's Play That Game segment, if you get it right, you get to ask our panel a question. We are also featuring some sweet soca from a soca pillar here in Trinidad and Tobago and around the road, spreading the soca like butter according to Penny. The one and only Farmer
And of course, you're going to see some hilarious videos from TikTok. Yes, you are. Plus, we have trailers from a new sci-fi movie coming to your screens, and of course, lots of enlightening conversation to get you thinking. So please stay with us here on the OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition, 25th episode.
Yay!
And you know what to say about the number 5? The number 5 has great energy, great versatility, great enthusiasm. Special shout out to Master Control, that voice in the sky in Central Trinidad, Cunupia. Welcome, Stephen.
Hello, everyone.
Stephen Doobal.
Thank you.
Yay! Let's have a round of applause for Stephen Doobal.
Yes, let's put that
This is also a great time to remind all those who are viewing us to share the live feed on your timeline now.
Yeah.
Just look at the bottom right and
Now.
Spread the word to family, friends, everybody.
Yep. Do it now. That's what now means, all right?
Yes.
And during the past few weeks, people have been finding very difficult to stay home to make sure we reduce the COVID-19 from getting a hold of Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, throughout the Caribbean, each island is on a different stage in dealing with this pandemic. But the struggle to get everyone to comply has been real. Don't we know it?
Yes.
Yeah, boy. Yep.
Well, from the fires of adversity and despair, only 3 days ago in Trinidad and Tobago emerged a new hero who has come to save the people of this good land. His name is Captain Slap Your Dong.
Oh,
Captain who?
I thought it was G.
Slap your dog.
Slap your dog.
Wait, what? Hold on, Richard.
What?
We have a video just coming in.
You don't say.
Just now. Yep, we do. We now go live to see Captain Slap Your Dong in action.
Out of his hideout, somewhere in the bush of South Trinidad, comes your newest favorite superhero. Out of his hideout, somewhere in the bush of South Trinidad, comes your newest favorite superhero. It is I, Captain Slap Your Dong, with my black belt and my big stick too. Social distancing will help to stop the spread. So use your head or you go there, just stay inside, pretend to hide, watch Netflix or just go and take a nap. 3 slaps for you if you go outside. Slap, slap, slap.
My name is Trevor. I love river. I just go Cora whenever I can. Corona, I go in my river. With all my friends to be the ends to laugh a lot and bubble a pot and eat up all the curry on my plate. River is great, but wait. Who are you? Some kind of rowley?
Do I look like a rowley? It is I, Captain Slap Your Dong, with my left hand and my right hand too. Slapping selfish idiots is what I do. So fools like you should get a clue. Go back inside or I'll skin your hide. Just use your brain and stop this crap. 3 slaps for you, yourself. Slap, slap, slap.
My name is Mandy. I love to party. I organizing to have one right now. Lockdown boring. Your girl need jamming. Rocking out, drinks in my mouth. The Soca vibes, I can't describe the feeling of a party in the place. Just pay by the gate. But wait! Who is you? Some kind of amalgamated security?
I look like any f***ing security. But I like real there, you'll collect 2 extra slaps for that. It is I, Captain Slap Your Dong, with my pot spoon and my rolling pin. Why the f*** all it chirping is not listening? Lots of nights so stay inside, fatten the curve, or you deserve these things that I will ram inside your trap. 3 slaps for you, you selfish.
Oh God, Captain Slap Your Dong! Do it, man! Soca is life, fat and essential, good as a trainee, 5G goes in this!
Use your brain and just stay inside. Slap, slap, slap.
That is how Captain Slap Your Dong will deal with our current situation.
Look
Who
at
knows
Penny.
when we
Yeah,
have
that's
Captain Slap Your Dong.
Them puppets need to wash them out with soap.
I saw what
that's so good.
whatever me slap it on though. She doesn't think that's a
Oh my God, hey.
But
Well,
it
you
was
see,
funny.
puppets-
God, hey.
puppets could get away with things like that. Like in the old days, they had Punch and Judy. And they were very violent. They were slapping up each other. So I guess it's, it's a thing puppets could get away with. We can't go wrong slapping each other.
I don't like those are the sanitized hands were used to the puppet.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
You need to know that.
Right.
During yesterday, we had some VIP, very important points of view from our Facebook viewers. Let's take a look. Vaughnette.
Yeah.
Vaughnette, you starting it out, girl.
Let me see who coming in first. Oh, Priya Gomes Mora, and she says, so what all you think about the Popo shutting down food at St. Christopher's gas station? Doubles and any cooked food. So she's asking what we think about what happened there yesterday.
Nonsense. Nonsense. Captain Gary came and decided that it was wrong, right? And because it was all packaged. So they were allowed to do that.
That an error was made.
An error was made. Good. Yeah. So we're moving on. Double.
But it took up the whole of social media yesterday. The whole day was
I didn't understand it.
All right, our second VIP is no stranger to OMG, Roma Akusa Spencer, who lives in Toronto, Ontario, but she's really our home girl. She says, if all you look at the feed well, you would see my answer of Nadia Batson before the person all you decide the winner, eh? Just saying, don't teeth me. Right? I would love you. Sometimes the internet does, make it come a little slower. What I go say, Gil? But we love you.
Love you. And my namesake, Penelope Beckles, Ambassador Penelope Beckles. Let the woman get a title. Hi. Continued congratulations for this excellent initiative. Appreciative to all of you for sharing your God-given talent at this unprecedented time in the world. Thank you, Ms. Beckers, and continue to look on and share the feed. The other Trinities up there. Share like you're going mad. Yes. Thank you. We appreciate you being with us.
All right, Vaughnette, let's see what is on social media. Any comments? A lot of people have joined us. Vaughnette,
shout out social media. What's going on?
Heather Spencer, Priya Gomes Mora, Dominic Jose, Rita Bigford, my aunt, Anderson Morris, Page, Raphael Bernardine, Keswana Blood, Gina M.O. Hi, Gina. Rachel Young. Hi, Rachel. This is the first time I'm seeing you coming across my feed. Verna St. Rose Graves, Arlene Nicholas, Nigel Holder, Michelle Hart. Anybody you're seeing that I'm not seeing? Richard, Ernest Jack, Nicola Young, Jem Williams Henry, Deborah George Carmichael, Chris Anderson.
Yeah.
Who are you seeing there again, Richard?
Sarah Chanpak, Heidi Hackshaw, Richard Ambrose, Sean Sylvester Williams, Xavier Miguel, that's my good friend, Natasha Thomas, Mary Millett, Cassandra Pemberton. Yeah. So a lot of people have joined us. Thanks. And Dawn Victor just joined us this moment.
Yeah. I want to say hi to Sarah Chanpak and, of course, to Amanda Edwin and Damian Edwin. Right. So, of course, before we move any further with our show.
Sorry, I had to say hello.
Thank you, Penny.
Who Trotman?
Yeah.
Oh, Sheldon Trotman. Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, Sheldon.
So before we move any further with our show, we have today's OMG Live COVID-19 update.
First, let's take a look at the latest World Health Organization figures.
Yeah, and today the worldwide COVID-19 infection is still climbing. It is now 3,676,981 infections around the world and counting. And the death toll is 253,729 souls in the world that have died because of COVID-19. The recovery is now over 1.2 million, 11,954 persons who have recovered. That is always a fantastic number to see. Absolutely.
Yeah, and in Trinidad and Tobago, we are holding at 116 positive COVID-19 cases. 8 Trinbagonians have regrettably lost their lives to COVID-19, and our discharge has now passed. I know this is really important to Penny. 100. Yes. And we are now at 102 having recovered Trinidad and Tobago from COVID-19. Let's say thank you. That's why we position right up to the top 2 in the world.
I'm not good enough. Just help me out here. If we had 160 people tested positive, 102 people got discharged, 8 people died. How many people in the hospital now?
3.
Answer
you quick. Answer you quick there.
102 and 8 is 120. Yeah? 102 and 8 is 110.
102 and 8 is 10. Is 110.
But it shouldn't have many people it should be a little people, a lot of people in the hospital.
Yes, it's just a few people in the hospital.
3. I think it's 3 people in the hospital, and you may have the others if there's any disparity in one of those step down places.
We also have
the people from Barbados and
people who came back from Suriname.
Suriname and Barbados are the step down facility.
Yeah, they are at step down. The Surinamese, well, the Trinis.
Because the Cuban nurses here, and I was wondering, there's a whole set of them there. So I hope that they might have to line for a little bit because we are underneath. We don't need that amount of care anymore, right? Because we only have 3 people. And our people could deal with that.
The Cuban nurses were actually to fill specifically the specialty in ICU wards, intensive care wards. So
intensive care wards.
They're specialized in that, yeah. So.
But intensive care
for what? Going to intensive care generally, yeah. And they're going to train our nurses as well, they said. They're going to train our nurses as well in intensive care protocols. So let's hope all that good will come out of it.
Nice.
No, right. Any social media shout-outs again? We have some new people joining us. I have here Vanderneil Gardner from Antigua, Kimo Thomas from Canada, Stacey Nurse, Richard Ahong. Oh yes, I work with Richard Ahong when we're doing Miss Trinidad and Tobago World. Yeah, there's a few new ones joined us. Anybody you seeing there, Vaughnette? And any comments?
No, just Dominic Hussein. Nobody else that I'm seeing that we haven't mentioned before. So.
All right, great. So let's move along now and head over to that super intelligence fair called Meanwhile at TikTok.
Tyler Perry has really done his part to move Black American culture and lifestyle to the forefront with his Madea character. Did you ever imagine what a white American version of Madea would look like? Here is Verona Vulio de Mornay.
Yes,
Verona Vulio de Mornay 7 on TikTok. Run the clip.
Charles, what? Now you asking me questions? You begging now?
Oh, please do it. Please hit her. Please, I want to see you do it. The hell's wrong with you? Hit her, you bastard. Put your hands on him.
Oh, my God, don't hurt him.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm going to kill him putting his hand on my granddaughter.
I'm calling the police.
Look. Yeah, you call the police so they can see how you done hit her.
Yeah. I ain't seen Madea.
All right.
I love the wig the woman had on. I was only eyeing up the wig. If I had them wigs home now, no.
Madea 10.
Mary Miller just said, Mary Miller just said they are not counting the persons under quarantine. They are not counting the person under mandatory quarantine. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
there's
no,
a
We
different.
know that.
Okay.
No, we
Yeah.
know
Oh,
that.
I
We're
didn't
just
know.
saying what other people
All right.
were in facilities. They wouldn't
Yeah.
be included in
Right.
those
Yeah.
numbers.
Right. Okay, cool.
All right.
Bye, thank you, Mary.
It seems
Thank you,
It seems like no matter how many times you portray anything, this character says it continues to be funny. Here is Trini Kid 1 on TikTok. Take a look.
And I ready to bed. I ready to take out my clothes. Watch now. I ready to take out my clothes and bed and thing. Watch. I ready to bed, but I know what.
I don't know.
Stop.
That is just fodder for TikTok people. They love it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to comment.
As my
All right, let's
grandmother would say, his ears must be always ringing.
You know. Let's go to the third
Somebody
one.
always
Before I
doing
set up the
TikTok.
next clip, I want to say a hearty congratulations to the one and only Miss Denise Belfort, whose Afrobeat song remixed by DJ Flex called "Put Your Back in It." You know it, missing Penelope and Cecilia. I remember that,
All right,
which features Penelope Belfort and Equinox, has grown so popular on TikTok worldwide. Congratulations to you guys. Well, this next video uses the song for this gentleman to really put his back in it. Here is Romeo on TikTok.
Put your back in it. Put your back in it. Put your back in it. Just a little more. Put your back in it. Put your back in it. Put your back in it. Put your little more. Put your back in it.
Oh, why no?
There's always stop it when I just want to see more. That's my thing about TikTok.
Yeah,
As I want to see more, it's rewind and then it's the same thing. Oh,
Put your back in it. Put your back in it.
in it.
Put
Right,
your back
Penny,
in
I
it.
want you to do one.
Put
Penny,
your
I have
back
to do
in
one.
it. Put your back in it. Put your back. Anyway.
Just a
So
little
that was how TikTok people are passing the time. So let's jump into our next segment where we discuss what's trending today.
So before we get into what's trending today, I want to remind our online audience, you too can send us your thoughts. Just email your video clips and your voice notes to info@omgtt.com with your name and your contact information.
So what's
What's
trending,
trending?
people? Yes, Cambridge Delpa just said because Ian is a dramatic broiler fowl. Oh, that is
Penny, what is trending? Penny, what is trending in your part? What is trending in your part of the woods?
Something. Yes, you said something.
I said a couple of weeks ago, maybe the 20th something shows or whatever, that I thought that the team that the Prime Minister had gathered for the recovery after COVID needed an opposition in that team, also a creative. And lo and behold, Vasant getting is a drama because I hear the real pong in him. But I thought that was such a good thing. You know, we need to keep everybody involved. Vasant don't have to be on a P&M ticket. Vasant just have to give the UNC voice inside of that team. And why we can't just appreciate that? Why everybody have to make it a drama? And he leaving out UNC and he ungrateful to Camille. I hear this one write a letter and he real getting big stone. I thought it was a lovely gesture, but she should have put a creative there first. I can't believe she did not Ragoobarsingh to be on that team. I cannot believe it. Because we need man like Richard Ragoobarsingh on that team.
Man like them. Man like them.
Well, Dr. Rowley asked Vasant Bharath in the panel. And I think I agree with you, Penny. I think it's a welcome choice. Vasant has some great ideas. He's always very sobering, and he's easy on the ear to listen to, and he really inspires you a lot of the times when he talks. He's very inspirational. So I think he's a good addition, and I agree with you. I think it's a good choice by the Prime Minister to include him.
I agree as well. And we said so on this show. So I think that maybe we called it, because we said so on this show, OMG Live, we called it first. And I just have to tell you all a little story, because this is sharing that I worked for Vasant Bharath many years ago as an export rep when he was the general manager of Defoe and Defoe. And he is a wonderful person. He was an amazing boss and mentor. And actually, he's the one that got me full-time into acting, because he told me, Cecilia, you can't have two careers. And I said, okay, I pick acting, and I quit. And since then, so he's an inspiration.
I quite like him. I mean, I've been following him very silently because I'm not into the politics too much, but I've been following him very quietly on social media, and I find him to be a very liberal thinker. He may have his political allegiance, of course, as many of us would have, but I find that he is one of the few that I could actually see putting country before party. And I'm just talking this based on the comments that I see he would normally, I mean, I don't have any other evidence, but by what I'm seeing on social media, I find him a very liberal thinker, and I think he's a good choice for this committee as well.
He's also very big on diversification and diversifying the economy. He's a big, proponent of that. So I think that would be good as well.
Yeah.
I share that. I mean, one day was before Fashion TT, there was a Fashion Industry Development Committee, and he spearheaded that whole movement under Creative TT to start looking at the creative arts as a way for economic diversification. And I had great talks with him when I was able to represent in Fashion TT, and it was very, very progressive. So yeah, I feel it's a good choice. Myself.
We need a creative on the team, people. We need
a creative.
Maybe there is somebody there and we just don't know. I say maybe there is somebody there, Penny, and we just don't know. I don't know. Maybe there is. Because they were co-opting different people, I believe. So, but besides all of this, whether there is a creative on the team or not, I don't know. But what I can say is that I know the team, the economic recovery team, citizens, that if you have suggestions on how the economy can be transformed, that you can do it. So you can check online and you can make your recommendation. Yeah. Apparently there is a link and you can make your recommendation. So creatives have the opportunity via that channel to let the government and that Economic Recovery Board know how valuable an industry potentially can be.
I did see that. Maybe a couple of people who are on the committee actually using their social media profiles for that and advising people that, if you want me to represent a particular interest, you can send me comments and whatnot. And as much as I find it's good, I always feel that we should always, as creators, we should always have somebody who's directly there. But let's see how it goes.
Because it's a merging of the business and creative is what we need. Because I'm creative, but I can't tell you how to turn around the economy.
Marie Millett says on social media, the comment made about country before party is what needs to supersede everything. And so, that's really important. I want to say shout out to a few people joined us. A lot of people: Erla Williams, Abigail Bruno, Nigel Friday, Kirk Cambridge, Delpesh, Hillary Lovelace, Franklin Jack Deo, Julia Squires, Diana Subar Clark, she's the mother for me, Sherry Ann Asun Wilson, she's the mother for me, Kathleen Brewster, Shirlene Charles. Dave Williams is there, people. Dave Williams and Charlie Griffith. So
Hi, Dave.
thanks for
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Yeah, any comments, Vaughnette?
Yeah, we have a
Natasha. Sorry, one of our regulars just reminded me that today is Teachers Appreciation Day. And she has sent me a
this whole week.
Yeah.
This whole week,
right?
Teacher
So,
Appreciation Week. So, Teacher Appreciation Week. I didn't see that on The View. Thank you for reminding us, Natasha.
Thank you, Natasha.
Shout out to our teachers across TNT and across the Caribbean.
Yeah, so we have a couple comments. Raphael Bernardine is saying, Richard Young, your interview this morning was so insightful. You know how to inspire and light a fire under people. Yes, Natasha said it's Teachers Appreciation Day. Dominic Hossein says he's talking about in connection with the comment that Vasant made that people are gunning after it, that Trinidad without drama is just Tobago. Yeah, I think we can move on.
I love that.
That's funny.
That should be on our t-shirt. Yes.
I'm going to use that. Trinidad without drama. It's Tobago. That's good. That's good.
It's just Tobago. Thank you.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We can move on.
All right. So we can move on.
So that's why it's time to let's play that game.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, this is for all the lovely people online with us who have been chatting and participating in the OMG Live. And of course, this is particularly for you, so get ready. So today we have the OMG Guess That Movie clip. So we're going to play some video clips from classic movies, and all you have to do is tell us the correct name of that movie. If you get the answer right, you get to ask anyone on the panel one question. If you don't get it right, well, too bad. Maybe you learned something. All right? So are we ready?
Run the first clip. Master Control.
We're ready.
Oh, that's easy. Easy.
So get out in a one.
Somebody got that already, Vaughnette. Somebody has got that already, Vaughnette.
Everybody's saying they're ready when I see the responses there.
They have two of
Well, remember, we are fantastic.
Somebody said it. Somebody says it. Camille.
Yeah, who's that?
Camaro.
Yeah.
Camaro.
All right. Great.
Tell everybody the answer, yo.
It's Fantastic Four and it's Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Right.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
That was a giveaway there with the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, so if the person says Silver Surfer, we'll take it. Run clip number 2.
Clip number 2.
Let them know men did this.
Oh my God. Sam Worthington in that.
So easy.
They show that all the time.
That's Richard kind of movie. That's why we find it so easy, you know.
No, that is easy.
Greek.
And let's see that movie.
Vaughnette is swooning on the side there, you know. Who's she swooning after?
Right.
Yes,
I love Sam Worthington.
Camaro Romano, get it again, you know, but these are given to somebody else.
Yeah. So what is this movie? But then we have to give it to is it Clash of the Titans?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So then Raphael Bernardino asked that question in the two.
So Raphael Bernardino, they're gonna give you that win. So Camille and Raphael need to think what questions they're asking the panel as we move to our final clip for you today.
Nice kitty. Nice kitty. Nice kitty.
That one might be a little bit more difficult because there's so many you may be confused which one it is. But
1990.
Yeah,
But
so it might be a little more difficult.
You saw page answer for the last one.
No,
Lots of
what?
Handsome
man is my final answer.
Lots of handsome men and a woman with a.
Is that Catwoman?
No, it's not.
Is it Catwoman?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's when
No,
she
it's not
made her
Catwoman.
first appearance.
No, it's
Hi,
not.
Nicole Duke Westfield.
Hi, Lex.
Hi, Nicole Duke.
Is it Batman Returns?
Yes, it is. 1992.
Absolutely, it is. Yes, it is. It is Batman Returns.
Richard Constantine Ambrose.
He didn't win already?
Yeah.
Richard Constantine.
Any questions, Vaughnette?
Yes, Kamar Romano wants to get from Richard Young some tips on hair. What do you have any hair tips?
Penny, I find you smiling, girl.
Penny smile have a tone.
I'm trying Penny smile have a tone. One has to shampoo regularly. One has to use a lot of moisturizer, and one has to use a lot of sheen. And then that's it. Natural oil.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just take care of your hair.
Yes.
Yeah, just take care. Just like Richard Ragoobarsingh takes care of it.
Yeah.
Richard Ragoobarsingh takes care of it.
Yeah, I do.
I normally have a hairdresser, y'all, the poor girl.
Sorry, Vaughnette, what was that?
I still in love with Faris. And there wasn't even any competition. So of course I still in love with Faris.
She not. Not in the competition.
Wait, I'm looking for our next. Yes, Richard Constantine, you're waiting on your question. I think we can move on until the other two questions come.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. So, Netflix. Oh, sorry, Richard Young, I'm jumping
that
you.
was great. Yeah, let's check out OMG Live on your screen as we.
Netflix is at it again. I swear, Netflix is churning out content and movies that could stand up in any cinema. It is such a fantastic source of so much talent from around the world. I can't wait for Trinidad and Tobago to be more involved in it. So Netflix is not letting up. Yep, they released the first trailer for its Space Force spoof today, and it includes the kind of digs at the Trump administration space that you were hoping for. It stars Steve Carell. That alone should tell you. Let's take a look.
I want to welcome our newest four-star general, Mark Naird, formerly number 2 at the Air Force.
Thank you. It has always been my dream to command a service branch.
Our nation's internet runs through our vulnerable space satellites. POTUS wants complete space dominance. To that end, the president is creating a new branch, Space Force. which Mark will run.
What?
This is a great adventure we are embarking on today. There will be setbacks, but greatness was never won without sacrifice.
Oh, he is blowing it just like you thought. Yeah, it is a complete shit show. Oh, my dry cleaner. Yeah, they lost my dress wipes.
Space should be a zone of wonder, not of conflict and death.
As a scientist, you have a loyalty to reason. Makes you a little untrustworthy.
How much was that prototype? 4 million? Middle schools. Cost as much as 4 new middle schools.
Are you running? No, keep up.
Your attitude seems to be, give us money and don't look while we militarize space.
You are running. Keep up. Hey, Bob, what are you doing?
Got suspended. Gave a teacher the finger. His blood pressure is spiking.
Brad, no interruptions for 5 minutes. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, pretty mama. Bodies in the sand. Tropical drinks melting in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Down it goes. Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? 50 years ago, our country put a man on the moon. Well, guess what, kids? We're going back.
I like it.
Cannot wait to see that.
I love Steve Carell.
Me too.
Love him.
Steve Carell.
The Office was one of my favorite sitcoms. Love it.
Absolutely.
I have a couple questions for Richard Young. Rich,
I hope it's not.
first question. If you had to make over one person on the panel, who would it be and what would you dress them in?
That is a bacchanal. You call my name.
They're trying to start it. They're trying to start it.
Bacchanal question. That's a bacchanal question.
Call my name.
Penny.
Call my name. No, say my name.
If I get to dress up Penny Spencer, we'll have a real vixen. Because all I know, she days, I know she long time.
Oh, yes.
I know she long time. And she was a vixen. And I feel we could still craft back that little vixen hood before she go down. Yeah.
Instead of, now it'll be a cougar.
Before you go down, Penny.
Yeah. Because we have it in so one day I must do it. One day we must do it. Penny. I know back I seen something. We go do that one day.
I love it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
wouldn't mind a free makeover, I wouldn't mind a free makeover at all.
Me either. And the next question, Richard, do you think fashion technology should be a mandatory topic in schools in the Caribbean and not just a university or specialized program? Do you think that fashion technology should be a mandatory topic in schools in the Caribbean and not just a university or specialized type? What do you think about it?
Well, I think fashion is a kind of specialized area. Technology certainly needs to be inculcated in school curricula. And fashion and style and self-esteem and those kind of things should be imbued in young people, a sense of self-esteem and a sense of style and being proud of your style coming from this part of the world. So yes, in that regard, I think fashioning is important for building self-esteem and being culturally confident. As regards the technology appends to our learning. The way that knowledge moves and the way that we spread it is technologically sound now, and it must be part of, because I'm a techno moron and I'm trying to catch up, so technology is important for furtherance and to continue living a better, more sustainable future. Yeah.
Gosh, you're so brilliant.
Yeah,
Jeez.
boy. Yeah. Jeez. We're glad you're on our panel.
All right.
Right.
Penny, we have a date.
All right.
After the
I
quarantine.
want to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do a photo spread. We're doing a photo spread, Steve and Doobal, and we're using the three ladies here. I go get it clothes, and we go do a spread. We them in a different light. Real fashion photography, editorial spread. And Richard too, Richard too.
It's all getting excited. Ready to work on that.
I love to do an editorial spread on us, the panelists here, using our local designers and then doing a real cutting edge kind of layout.
But when the show go live.
Right, yes.
Something to look forward
That's
to.
what I was thinking.
So guys, what have we been thinking? Let's start with Cecilia.
Oh, Lordy. Hi. I find myself getting up every morning and thinking, how am I going to get through today? How am I going to get through? How am I going to make $1? And every time I have that thought, something happens. You all may know that I'm selling masks as well on the side. For a friend of mine who's sewing. So as I have no money, somebody will call and buy 4 masks and I get a little bit of money. And that's how it's been going. My sister dropped half a watermelon. She dropped it outside. Somebody gave her a big watermelon. Somebody dropped 2 plantain and a hand of fig. And so I have really been thinking that God's got this. And I have to keep faith and trust. And I just want to share that so that everybody out there who's going through this, we have to keep the faith, keep positive, and know that the abundance is coming. Goodness is here.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Vaughnette?
For me this morning, my son goes to a private school. And they're doing their classes online, and it's so well structured. And I mean, just the approach. I'm sitting there checking out the approach that the teachers are taking, and I'm saying to myself, I was born and raised and still live in Labrie, and I'm thinking about my old primary school, and I know that 90% of the children in my old primary school have no access to computers, probably no internet at home. And I was just wondering how these children are making out, or if, I don't know what, there's a feeling that I'm getting that these children are being left behind. And I decided to do that. I'm going to do a little more research into how children who don't have these facilities, or how children who go into public schools, or how children who don't have access to facilities are making out, and how are they going to make out for the next couple of months, and if they're going to get left behind, and what we could do about it, and that's kind of been weighing heavily on me. Yeah.
That's when it comes to the local governments and MPs to get involved, because I know of some schools that have reached out to the children, and the schools actually sent some laptops for children who didn't have. So the principals themselves have been reaching out to the children in the schools, but I don't know the statistics.
Yeah, I need to find out more.
Penny, what are you thinking? Oh, sorry, Richard, go ahead then.
Go ahead, Richard.
Well, I was just following through on probably why Raphael Bernardine asked the question that he did, and it kind of was long sounding that direct is because I had a webisode, I think they called it, with Fashion TT this morning. So it had me real invigorated with this whole talk about the Caribbean aesthetic. And I just want to continue and share just a bit of it here, not prolong on the area, because it really brought a lot of important questions into how we style ourselves and how we brand ourselves regionally going forward. And I am really, my mouth waters at the thought of this, because I think it's really nourishing for young people to move forward feeling good about themselves and not necessarily being plagiaristic of somebody else's sense of style. A little point is, long time they used to say Caribbean people's style is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, a Panama hat, and a Bermuda short. Well, that is not the case anymore. We have come of age, and we have become a special paradise brand that everybody wants to tap into, and I think we need to be in the front line of showing that off, so that's just my point to continue from this morning. I'm really on a vibe with it, and thanks for allowing me a little chance again to point it out. Thank you. Yeah.
Richard, where can we see that? The interview you did this morning? I'd love to see it.
They're going to put it up on the Fashion TT Instagram page and on Facebook page, I think soon, before the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, what I've been thinking, I have been, two things really, because I'm really into the news these days, and the news station like CNN and Al Jazeera's and all those. And they were talking about, the first thing they were talking about Brazil and the rate of infection and the amount of deaths. And the prime minister there, he is a madman apparently. In quote unquote, I'm not a godmother, so don't accuse me. But apparently, he was saying, somebody asked him about the rising, the deaths and what his response was, because his middle name is Messiah. His response was, "What do you want me to do? My name might be Messiah, but I can't perform miracles." And this was front page news in Brazil for a while, and that kind of behavior was really, I was really mad. I was really, I could not believe that a leader of a country like Brazil would say such a nonchalant statement like, "What do you want me to do? I can't perform miracles." Yeah, that was on my mind for a little bit. And also, I'm thinking of writing a letter to the U.S. ambassador myself about who they should allow visas. So I need some people to give me some kind of answers of who we should not allow to get visas in this country. Yes, that's what I was thinking.
We have a few minutes.
Anybody who calls it visa, we could start there. But
yeah.
So
remember visa.
No, that's really,
Ragoobarsingh.
I was really upset about that whole nonsense that Mr. Muliland did with talking to the ambassador. I thought it was so low. Anyway, we're not going to talk on that because I don't know what you say. I see. So that's what we think.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, my only thoughts were, I am still pondering on the whole issue of what this new world will look like post-COVID-19, because I think the world, in whatever transformation was taking place digitally, has escalated, has moved further ahead, because the pandemic was a catalyst for moving everything forward rapidly. And I'm just wondering where Trinidad and Tobago fits in all of that. I mean, you even had the president of Barclays, Jess Staley, saying that in his opinion, he's thinking that the big offices will be a thing of the past, in that many main businesses where people can work from home will downsize. What does that mean for the future? Does that mean we'll have less traffic jams because more people will be working at home? More people will be able to access services at home? And how much of that is going to translate to Trinidad and Tobago in a quick and effective manner in terms of us transforming the society? I'm hoping that our economic recovery team is looking at that also. That's what I've been thinking. What's that new world?
Good thought.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your thoughts. Let's see what people are saying on social media.
They're laughing at Penny. Kirk Cambridge says, Penny, that the Brazilian Prime Minister or President or whatever he is a racist Brazilian Trump. Nicole Duke Westfield says she has some names for your, Penny. She has some suggested names of people that should not get a visa. Pauline McKenna says this is where B-Mobile as an entity can come in to assist students in rural areas where there's no internet access. Pagey Page says in Howard County, Maryland, the kids were given Chromebooks in order to do their online studies. Dave Herbert says the digital divide has to be addressed because there are some communities not even wired. So computers alone are not enough. What about the connection to support that? Raphael Bernardine says we need to go back to growing our own food and learning to eat something other than meat. Find more ways to become more self-sustaining so we can save more money moving towards and teaching this to the younger ones. Marva Bless Adam says a lot of children are going to be left behind, but the parents also have to do their part. Anything you have there, Richard Young, that I'm not seeing?
Well, I just want to say a few shout outs to some people. Deborah Hay, Pauline McKenna, Stephanie Skeet, Brent Joel, Dominic LaRoche, Natasha Jones, Damian Edwin, Lucinda Barclay, Simon Donnellan, Wesley Gibbons, Deke Rostar. Those are some people who came on. Ade Lagoon, Harrington, I hope I got your name right. Yes. So thanks for joining us today and being part of the OMG Live, the quarantine edition. Marina, a special hello to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that Dave Williams made a comment. He said, what if the notion of diversification starts to diversify away from government creating the diversification? So I think that's food for thought because we have I think since all of us here were children.
I agree.
Since all of us who are on this panel were children, this country has been talking diversification. And we have two other generations come up and we're still talking about it. Well, two other generations, but some people on the panel. One for me.
Yeah.
And
well, sometimes these things you have to be forced into these things. So that's what COVID-19 is doing. It's going to force us into it. Just like you were saying, it's going to push us into the digital age. And we have to diversify and grow our own foods and be self-sustaining now. We don't really have much choice, right? So.
All right.
Yeah. All right, great. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's it. Thanks to those who are watching, all of you on social media. I want to shout out Amanda and Damien, my cousin and her husband again. Thanks for joining all the way from Canada. So thanks, folks. Thanks to those who watched and took part. Please, we want our viewers to join us. Send us your comments, voice notes, or video clips of your thoughts and perspectives. Email it to info@omgtt.com. And we can, if we get enough, we can devote a little segment to those kinds of video clips of people's opinions and stuff. So we can share it on OMG Live, the quarantine edition. Start doing it, or not doing it enough.
Yeah. And there's three more. John McNichol Stevenson, she's there, and she's always following us. Carol, John Williams, my sister. Anyway, if your Facebook Live edition today's show was glitchy because of irregular internet speeds, you can watch a smooth recorded version on YouTube. Just go to OMG TVTT. We will upload it shortly. We now leave you with Farmer Nappy and that popular hit from 2014. Starring some of our friends right here with People Party.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody say only goodbye. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. right here at omgtt.com on Facebook to see today's show and all our past shows. Please go to Vimeo or YouTube at OMG TVTT. and show there. All the shows are there for you to enjoy on demand. So thank you again, everyone. And as we always say at OMG, let's be kind to each other. Y'all are hopeless. Y'all are hopeless.